Hey guys, it's Thursday and new Trek time. Didn't have anything last week, but here we are again with new Star Trek. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Just gotta pull up the live here so I can see your comments. Oh my god, why is it not signed in? Alright, just give me a second, guys. Just talk amongst yourselves. I have some issues here, so just 1 second. Had a password change and don't remember it, so I gotta check. I gotta see if I can find it here. Totally agree, Snoopy. Let's see. Come on. Sorry, guys. Just enjoy the scenery while you're waiting. Don't know why it decided to sign me out of everything, but. All right, there it is. Okay, good. All right, hopefully that works. Just 1 second. Hold on, guys. There we go. We're back. All right. Got that figured out. Sorry that took so long. But anyway, yes. So Prodigy. Let's talk about that. First of all, thank you to everybody that's here. Hit that like button, guys. We have 52 likes with 62 people here, which is awesome. And sorry about the technical difficulties. So we got 2 super chats already. We'll get to those right away. Libby Julius, $5. Welcome to Trekyards. Yes, that's right. Today we look at the hover truck in Prodigy. So far, 7 out of 10 will not drive again. LOL. Hi, Foley. Hello, Olivia. How's it going? Snoopy, $2. Loved it, Cap, Star Wars, and Trek feel. Totally agree. Definitely has that Clone Wars vibe, which I knew it would have, which is awesome. Sergeant Montgomery, the prefix code is 163 1639. Anyway, I forget it. Anyway, BJ Turon, $5 for kids, but liked it. I like the ship a lot. If you're going to have a new bridge, have a bridge window, make it a whole damn dome. It's not for kids though. I don't. That was a really bad marketing decision for them to say that, because honestly, it's not for kids. It was really well done. But anyway, it is what it is. So. Probably the cutest cetacean I've ever seen. Well, yeah, it's a kitten. Of course it is. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode and the series so far. I've been looking forward to this since it was announced. I had good feelings about it. I love the art design. I love the look, and it's fantastically done. Samuel was a little bit going into it, he wasn't sure about the art design and stuff. I don't know exactly his reaction, because we'll get into that tomorrow when we do our two, like our spoiler free and our spoiler full review, plus the live at 5, or probably it's going to be at 4, I think, just because we want to get everything in that we need to talk about. That being said, this episode didn't have a whole lot of Trekyards-ish goodness. It was very much getting to know the characters, getting the story set up, getting the MacGuffin that they need, the ship. And just when it was getting good to the point where it's like, here we go with some Star Trek goodness, it's like, oh, it's the end of the episode. But it was a long episode because basically it was a 2-part episode put into one, and I think that was cool. Janeway showing up was awesome. That's where I got really excited. I looked at the clock and it's like, oh no, it's over. So, yeah. I just enjoyed everything about it. I thought it was a fantastic ride. There was a few problems with it as far as not pacing so much as how characters got from one place to another so quickly. It just kind of glazed over, and that kind of bugged me a little bit, but it's a small little gripe. It's nothing major to worry about. So I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about Prodigy so far? So let me know your thoughts. Super chat if you're able to. Hit that like button, and we'll talk about it. Unfortunately, with the way I'm doing this, I can't actually do a poll right now. Otherwise, I would. So, Squadron Course, I agree. The animation is really beautiful. Some very stunning shots. I love the close-ups, the character close-ups, the reflections in the eyes. Like, it's very well done. It's very cinematic, and even the music has that JJ vibe, which that like build up, but you don't get the big payoff, the bum bum bum, which is a shame because there's a few times in the episode where you get that little JJ build up, and it's like the music was the best part of the JJ films. So I'm glad that's in there. How much it's going to relate to the Kelvin universe and JJ, I don't know. But I like the musical stings, so that was good. Just gonna move the TV a tad here. Oh, there we go. Less reflection-y. Libby Julius, $5. I want a little discount Yaphet. You mean I just had Murph, that's his name. Puggy has nothing on the little slime ball. Puggins, did you hear that? Murph is cuter than you, apparently. Well, you hurt her feelings now. Eric Martin throws in $5. I was worried the intro was missing, but we got it at the end. Well, generally with pilots, or pilot episodes, first episodes, they don't do an intro necessarily because it's stuff that you see in the show. So of course they're going to want to not surprise or not show it off right away, even though they've already released it, and probably 80% of the people that actually watch this show have seen it because we live for that kind of thing. But yeah, we did get it at the end, and I thought that was an odd choice, actually. But that's after they got the ship, so it kind of makes sense with the way the opening is constructed. So not so concerned about that, but the intro, yes. Vindor says, pleasantly surprised, I really liked it. Yeah, I did too. It definitely has that Clone Wars kind of vibe to it, and I think that's fantastic. What I've been saying that it's going to have that for a while, so yeah, super happy about that. 120 of you here, which is amazing. 78 likes. Let's get to 100 likes, guys. Hit that like button. Boom. I think we can do it easily. So I want to hear your thoughts. What didn't you like about it? There was very little I didn't like. I really liked the Dreadnought character. The animation feels very similar to Transformers Prime, which is one of my favorite Transformers series. And Dreadnought definitely has that look about him, and the fact that he actually transforms, his hands transform into a gun and fired at the ship, which was awesome. But he has also a very General Grievous look, kind of spiderish, and that was kind of neat as well. There are a few things that kind of suspension of disbelief only goes so far, and I know it's an animated show. I know this happens in live action ones too, but the whole being out on the hull when the ship is like moving and trying to get that canister and having the canister not fall off, I thought that was all a little bit too far-fetched, but it is what it is. The Dreadnought really had the high ground. He did. If he wouldn't have jumped at that last moment, it would have been better, but Olivia Julius, $5. I like how they took away the universal translators away. Good way to keep the prisoners from revolting. Yes, actually. That being said, trying to remember all the characters' names offhand, and it's because I just haven't got into the vibe yet. The main character, I think his name is Dal. Ugh. I should know this. Anyway, because Gwen is the girl, Rock Talk is the rock creature. You've got Murph as the blob, Jackum Pog as the Tellarite. But anyway, this one is very main character centric, and that's the kid. I can't remember his Dal. Dal is his name. Dal, I think. And of course, the Medusan was Zero, the rebel or the fugitive. So Dal, I think, is the main character's name. Got a lot of him in this episode, and I really like the character. I like all the characters, actually. They all had perfect build-up. They had a perfect amount of screen time. They had a perfect amount of character development for a first episode. It got everybody where they needed to be and got all the pieces in place very quickly. It wasn't 2 or 3 or 4 episodes of them trying to escape or whatever. It was done very quickly, and I like that. And like I said, all the characters are likable, so that's always a good thing. Brandon Piercy, $5. I just want the EMH to appear, have him show up at the end of the season after they get systems online. That would work, I guess. But this is a more advanced ship a few years, like 5 years after Voyager got back. At least the Janeway hologram is. So would they still have that Doctor? Not necessarily sure. We've already seen the EMH Mark II in Message in a Bottle. So, but then, that being said, Voyager back, the Doctor really proved himself. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think that would be a great way to bring him in. I think they will do more legacy characters like that. We know Chakotay is going to be in it, and so looking forward to that as well. So Captain Chakotay, no less. Sergeant Montgomery, $5. I really enjoyed it. It was like some Star Wars character escaping the clutches of Disney. Welcome to the Trek universe. Jacob says Murph, Tal, Rock, Zero, Gwen, Rock Talk. Dal Rock. Dal Rock is not his name. It's Dal Ray. It's R''EI. If you look at the subtitles. So. How early are they bringing Chakotay in episode 5? Asked Jacob. Not sure. It could be one of the tropes like Discovery did it with season 3. Starts off with the Michael Burnham story, her being in the future. The next episode was all about Discovery getting to the future. So it's like 2 separate storylines that met up at the end of that episode. If they do that with this one, which I don't think they will necessarily, but it'd be interesting to just start off in the Alpha Quadrant with Chakotay on his ship, having to, I don't know how it would tie in with the Protostar, but it'd be cool if the whole episode was more Starfleet centric, and then led into episode 3 where they each know what's going on with everybody. So That being said, I think the next episode is going to be Starfleet centric regardless, because we just activated the Janeway hologram and we're going to have to learn about the ship, and there'll be questions and hopefully we'll get some answers. So hopefully that doesn't get dragged out too long. Caleb Horn, $10. So thank you. I'm liking it so far. Dreadnought, 10 out of 10. It's Dread, yeah. Dreadnought, not Dreadnought. So looking forward to next week. So many Alpha Quadrant species in the Delta Quadrant. Heard a theory that they could be descendants of caretaker refugees or abductees. Just a rumor at this point. Who knows? We don't even know where this is in the Delta Quadrant. It's close enough to the caretaker or to the Alpha Quadrant to make it so that there are a lot of Alpha Quadrant species, including Cetacean, as we saw, and also Kazon. I doubt very much the Kazon could get from where we saw them in season 1 and 2 of Voyager to closer to the Alpha Quadrant, because they're the Kazon. They're kind of useless. So honestly, I don't know where it is. Nobody does, really. So Olivia Julius, $2. Go Zero Go. Yeah, me, go. No, go. Yeah, that was a good line. At least the Medusan had the correct TOS transportation box. Yes, that was a very nice little touch. Good Tea, Nice House, throws in $5 Canadian, so thank you so much. I really enjoyed the first episode. Did anyone see the USS Discovery in the preview for the next episode? There was no preview for the next episode that I saw, so no. And I doubt very much we're going to see a Discovery. So if you did, that's neat. It'll be interesting to see how that ties in. They've already kind of established, I think, the Kelvin verse-ish for this. Samuel thinks the ship is influenced by Kelvin design. I really don't think it is. I think it's a cool futuristic Starfleet ship. But will they tie in Discovery and tie it? I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't, so. So Sergeant Montgomery, the EMH Mark 1 is mining dilithium. It was. It wouldn't be after Voyager got back, I don't think. I don't think they would continue that, allow that to continue. So, yeah. Everybody's talking about a preview that I didn't see, so I'm not going to talk about that. The preview's at the end of the Ready Room. I don't watch the Ready Room, so. Shields can be extended. Maybe they're at the closest setting. Yes, probably. There's different shield modulations, not just frequency, but shapes generally that we've seen in Star Trek. This was not the bubble shape. So. Darth Maul watched it with my nearly 5-year-old son, and he was transfixed for the entire 46 minutes, and he now has to wait till next week, like we did as kids. LOL, life lesson. That's awesome. Mark Lawrence, $5. Hopefully the kids ask questions. My kids ask questions. The problem is you ask a simple question about Star Trek and it's not so simple a question. It's like, you could go into a whole thing about the Medusan and how it was in TOS, and a lot of people that are watching this show, honestly, or even watching Discovery and stuff that are newer to Trek, or watching the new Trek, might not necessarily know what a Medusan is. It was in one episode of TOS. Is There No Truth in Beauty? And it's cool that they're tying it in, but it takes some explanations. Like, yeah, they're non-corporeal. If you see them, you go crazy. That was mentioned in this one. It was interesting that it was used on a Morn-like alien. So, Precious, it's none of your business. She heard a sound outside. Mark W. throws in £5. Thank you so much. Fantastic so far. It had me on the edge of my seat, and the phasers follow the strips on the hull when firing. Can't wait to see your analysis. Well, like I said, we'll be doing our spoiler-free and spoiler-full reviews tomorrow afternoon, and then at around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll do our full breakdown live of the episode. Saturday, we'll probably do the Kazon ship that we see. Smaller ship, but it'll be interesting to talk about that. And we'll see what kind of breakdown videos we do. We'll probably do a brief little first impression of each character breakdown or something like that for next week. And we'll have, of course, live topics as well next week. So it's fun. It's great to have new Trek on. And starting November 18th, which is not that far away, then we'll be pulling double duty because we have Prodigy and Discovery on at the same time. So Eric Martin, $2. Would the ship be the same size as a Nova? I don't think so. I still think it's smaller. You can see him on the hull. You see them walk up the ramp. You see in the window as it flies by, the window of the bridge. And it doesn't look like that big of a ship. I think it's probably smaller than a Nova. We would need to do some size comparisons and get some scalings. But my first initial reaction is it's smaller than a Nova. I think it's bigger than the Archer class that I thought it was more size-wise when we first looked at it. Because the Archer class, which is beta canon, it's in the Vanguard novels, it's a pretty small ship. So I thought it was around that size, but it's bigger than that. So we'll figure it out. Don't you worry. Ozzy Medeiros, $2. Torpedoes arrive next Tuesday. Yes. James says, pretty good pilot episode. Very optimistic about this show. I am too. Now that we're kind of underway with the mission, out exploring, doing whatever we need to do, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of trajectory the show takes and where it could possibly go. It's not a kids show as much as everybody, as they marketed it as that. I see why they did it, but that's like saying that Clone Wars is a kids show. It's not really. It's animated, so it appeals to kids, but the storylines are going to be pretty detailed. It's going to appeal to the older fan as well. So I really hate that they said it was a kids show, but I guess I had no choice because it is airing on Nickelodeon. So it technically is, I guess, a kids show, but it just doesn't feel like a Nickelodeon show. But because Nickelodeon flipped the bill for this, I mean, that's how they build it. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people aren't going to watch it as a result. A lot of older people, like my age and older, that grew up with Trek, I think just won't be interested in an animated show. If Lower Decks didn't pull them in, or they didn't like Lower Decks, I think it's going to be a problem to get people to watch this, which is a bit of a shame. Jacob says, I had no idea what a Medusan is. Didn't watch too much TOS. You may take my Trek card. Yep, Jacob, you're fired. Hello, Donnie. How's it going? Dreadnought reminded me of General Grievous. Yes, there's a lot of very Star Wars-like things in this first episode, but that's fine. Like I said, I've been defending the show since we first started talking about it, saying it's going to have a very Clone Wars kind of vibe, and it absolutely does. So even though some of the music cues are kind of Star Warsy, but I do like the JJ music stings in there because I really like the soundtrack from 2009. Definitely the best thing to come out of that movie. So now if that means that they're going to link directly with the Kelvin verse, I'm not sure. Where does this fall? Is it Prime? We can't really trust them when they say what's Prime and what isn't, because they say Discovery's Prime and obviously it's not. So it's going to be hard to say. People are saying that they saw the Discovery or the Crossfield class and the upcoming for next episode. So I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. Eric the Bat says it's barely bigger than a runabout. Whoa, no. It's dramatically bigger than a runabout. Look at him on the hull and look at somebody standing beside a runabout. Eric, it's way bigger. I like that it's small too, Jason. I totally agree. I reckon the ship is smaller to the Archer class. No, it's definitely not smaller than the Archer class. The Archer class is literally 2 decks, and you got an airlock on the side of the ship, which is person-sized. So this one is a lot bigger because you see him standing on the hull. So It's a family show. Yes, I would agree with that. Might be twice the size of the DS9 Defiant Mark 1. It doesn't have a lot of decks, neither did the Defiant, so possibly, I don't know. We will figure out the sizing, don't worry about that. Pumpkin Spice still don't like the CGI animation. What? This is fantastic animation. Like I said, it harkens back to one of my favorite Transformers series, Transformers Prime. Personally, I think it's a fantastic animation style. I much prefer it to Lower Decks. I didn't like the Lower Decks animated style going into Lower Decks. It's since kind of grown on me, but I'd much rather watch this kind of animation style. This CG is fantastic. Aravic. Someone else got fired. Time for Deej's sad dinosaur. Yeah, well. This Jericho must be pretty close to the Federation space if the villain is aware of them. Yes, but at the same time, no, because how's the daughter not aware of them then, considering the daughter is the translator who greets everybody when they come to the mining camp or the mining facility. And he doesn't want her to find out about the Federation, so they can't be that close that it's just common knowledge, because everybody would be talking about the Federation if they were close to it while she's walking through the mines or whatever. Like, she would have heard that. So not really sure where it is. But it could be, yes, on the Alpha Quadrant side of the Delta Quadrant. So close enough, but we're not really sure yet, so. The bridge is bigger than a runabout. Yeah, the bridge is about the length of a runabout, I would say. Sure. Being Discovery is classified. It's weird seeing it with other heroes. I don't. Okay, you keep talking about this, and I haven't seen it, so. Salty Trekker, $2. Yeah, I really like Star Wars Prodigy. Of course you did. It's like one of those backhanded Salty Trekker compliments, like, hey, this wasn't so bad, but. Oh, I thought it was great. I think episode 2 is going to kind of get away from the Star Wars vibe. This one was very Star Wars because we saw the aliens, we saw the kind of like a pod race chase almost, and a few other little things that General Grievous showed up. So, yeah, I see why people are saying that, but I think now that we're on the Protostar, we've got Janeway, we're going to get more of a Starfleet, Star Trek vibe, would be my guess. Bryce fracking loved it. I agree. I'm right there with you. Eric Martin, $5. I think it's cool. The best Trek of all animated nowadays. Best animated Trek? I mean, I guess. Salty Trekker, actually, I really did like it. But come on, it was pure Star Wars. Sure, if you say so. I think they're going to get away from that somewhat. But can't you just say, I liked it? It was great new Star Trek. Instead of, I liked it, but it was very Star Wars. Mr. Negativity over there, I'm telling you. Maybe they find the Lost Arrow shuttle from Voyager would have been a better approach. The Voyager, a pseudo myth or legend. Can this ship go faster? Faster than what? We do see when they walk into the bay up the ramp, you see the engine or the drive or the power source that eventually transforms out of the secondary hull. We haven't seen that yet, but we did see the drive there. And when you see it come out of the secondary hull in the transformation process, this is not a super big ship. So I love that that's there and doesn't just get formed by nanites or something when it does a transformation. So I think one of the main MacGuffins of the series, of course, is going to be finding out what Dow, what his species is, because they've made a point of referring to that a few times that they don't know. So I think he's going to want to find that out. It has a very Odo vibe from the first few seasons of DS9, where Odo didn't know where he came from or know anything about his people. So he's always on that quest for that, and I think it's going to be the same kind of thing here. And speaking of changelings, really like her arm jewelry that transforms into a blade and then can like transform again to go to the other hand. I thought that was really fantastic. Really cool piece of tech. And is that related to the changelings at all? Is it like a changeling artifact or something? Who knows? Let's see. The console had transwarp listed. Yeah, we need to take a look at the actual screen grabs. I've seen it like 3 times now, and I got some of the screen grabs. I didn't take a close look at them because I was going through. So I need to go back and take a look at the consoles and see exactly what's going on there. I'm sure we'll be doing a video about that. Number One Sci-Fi, they showed the third engine in the end credits. Yes, they did. It's going to be the opening credits from now on, but yes, they do. And it's not necessarily an engine, not necessarily a nacelle. Could be a power source, could be a generator of some kind. Not exactly sure yet. The Protostar has a NOS supercharger to go faster than Warp and Furious. The Molly J, do we know when this is set? Not specifically. We know that the Voyager, the hologram of Janeway was created about 5 years after the return of Voyager. So we're not exactly sure how long the ship has been crashed. The bad guy, did say that they were looking for it for a few years. So it could be 10 years after Voyager got back, kind of thing. It's kind of in that time period. So let's see. Kurtzman doesn't understand Trek. No, he doesn't. Love you. Good night.
Good night. Love you.
Love you too. SC Scout guy said he really enjoyed the show. Let's see. Actually, I just got to send a quick message here. All right. Go back. Come on. Why would they build a prototype ship and put a hologram on it in an outdated uniform? Because it's not an outdated uniform when they launched the ship. That's why. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. Heard it said in 2385. Yes, I think we heard that as well, and we talked about that in one or two of our videos. So yeah, sounds about right. Samuel has all the dates and stuff. I just no generalities. Squadron course, $1. Jaws says, Captains, why did so few Excelsior refits enter service? Most of them we saw in TNG onwards seem to be baseline Excelsiors, with the exception of the Lakota. Don't know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Squadron Course says, I'm broke till tomorrow. I have $1. Thank you, Squadron Course. Very much appreciated. Not necessary, but very much appreciated, so thank you. Mike Kramer, really enjoyed this new track, introducing something new instead of reinventing the past. Totally agree. Sassy Skoka, you have to take the show for what it is. It is made for kids. It's not, though. Stop with that shit. It's not. And hopefully it will get them interested in Trek, and they will watch other shows as they get older. Yeah. I guess it's sort of aimed at kids, but honestly, from the first episode, there's some heavy vibes going on, as far as some dark tones. I think I hate it's a kids show. It's aimed at kids. Like, it's not though. It's just a new Trek show. Like, I understand that because it's sponsored by Nickelodeon or funded by Nickelodeon that they have to say that, because it's clearly not like any other Nickelodeon shows. Not that I've watched Nickelodeon in ever, but I mean, considering what I think of when I think of Nickelodeon, I don't think of something like this. So, oh, the badge is totally wrong. We'll talk about that. It's even on the floor when they're walking up to the bridge. It's got the stupid new Delta, which I think is dumb. But Mark Lawrence, $5. Need to go a little faster than your ship's top speed. Try out the tachyon acceleration drive for when you need to your top speed to be a tad higher. Captain sending secret orders to the helm. Are we sure he is not a Terran imposter? I did like that. I did like that the Medusan can read his mind, especially if the Medusan is going to be taking over the helm. I think that's kind of the position. Speaking of helm, Enterprise B helm, actually. So anyway, yeah, you're reading the thoughts of the captain as he's thinking them, so the timing would be amazing. Olivia Julius, $5. I'm back. Had to tell my prisoners to keep working to find more crystals. Shouldn't have prisoners, Olivia. Not nice. Grant McGregor, $5. My comment is, bye, child Cetacean. Enjoy your stay in a slave mine with the only sympathetic person with power is gone now. I thought the same thing, but they might go back and rescue her at some point. I can't see them just dropping that, honestly. So, some fan service hologram stuff next episode. Hopefully, yes. General Grievous is here, $5. Hi, Cap. Have you heard one of the fan theories that all the orphans are descended from races that the caretaker brought to the Delta Quadrant? Yes, I had heard that. We actually talked about that earlier. So I would totally buy that. I think that's a great idea, but we're not sure where it's located in the Alpha Quadrant. It could literally be on the Alpha Quadrant side of the Delta Quadrant, so very close to the Alpha Quadrant as well. So, and not necessarily where the caretaker is. That being said, we did see a Kazon, and there's no way the Kazons are making it from where the caretaker was to the Alpha Quadrant ever, probably. So, I'll have to wait and see. Libby Julius, $5. Sorry, prisoner was a typo. I meant my unpaid labor staff. I give them 3 hots and a cot. At least you give them 3 hots, so that's good. The Molly J, if they are dealing with Kazon, wouldn't they need to be fairly close to the Okapakon world? Yeah, I just said that. Could be that something happened to this Kazon and he got like wormholed to like somewhere else as well. We didn't see a lot of Kazon plural. We saw one Kazon, so you know. Daniel says, so what was the time period of the show, and is it canon? 2385 is what they're saying, so a few years after Voyager. And is it canon? It's on screen, so yes. But no, I mean, I really, really, really enjoyed it so far, and I'm looking forward to. I really want the next episode. This is a show I'm really going to enjoy. Like I said, I love the animation style. The characters are great. Not too annoying, which I thought that might be the case. So far, everybody's been good. So I love the ship. I think the Protostar is a cool looking design. I want to see the special features on it. The fact that Janeway's in it, the fact that we know that there's a Captain Chakotay and crew. going to be in it later, are all fantastic things. I'm really happy with what we've been seeing. Plus, like I said, the CG animation style being similar to Transformers Prime is great. Like Dreadnought, I love that guy as a character. I think he's fantastic. The main baddie, don't really know much about him yet, so, but the voice actor is fantastic, and he seems menacing enough. So, like I said, the only problem I've had with this so far is a few little plot hole or script screw ups, I guess, where characters got from one place to another with no real explanation as to how or why. Like you're going down to the mines for the heavy mining, then you fire the thing and the thing collapses, and you find the ship, which was like right there, and then you get sent to the surface, and then something happens on the surface, and all of a sudden you're back at the ship. Are they not monitoring where you're going? You're supposed to be linked to another person down when you're down there anyway. Even go up to the Dreadnought guy with a basket of these crystals with nobody attached to you. Like there's a lot of things that are. Plus, then the ship slides off into a ravine, and it comes out of a waterfall where there's like a constructed mining platforms and stuff. Like they were that close to the ship but didn't realize it. Like, and they've been searching for it for years. It just seems there's a lot of weird inconsistencies. So, General Grievous, $5. The robotic henchman reminds me of a cross Soundwave from Transformers Prime and a very dashing cybernetic general who Sam picks on. Yep. Sam even made the comparison when I talked to him earlier that, yeah, we saw General Grievous. And yeah, you saw a very cool General Grievous. General Grievous in Clone Wars is kind of eh. But this one was super cool. Like a Cybertronian version of General Grievous. Will this series progress with the writers not actually watching Star Trek and Voyager but reading synopsis on Wikipedia? What? Don't know. When Dal and Rock fell into the rubble, it cut their tether. I know it cut their tether. I understand that. But why was that never addressed by anybody else? Dreadnought went down, and Dal was like, hey, look at these crystals I found. And Gwen was like, if you know something, let me know. I don't know what to say. Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies, which we'll talk about when we do our full breakdown and live review tomorrow. But honestly, the editing was a little jarring. Yes, it's almost like there were deleted scenes or scenes that were definitely cut out or not even made that were supposed to fill in those gaps, but would have been pacing issues, so they just decided to screw with it. Like, let's just go with it. So maybe Dreadnought is Cybertronian. You guys in your comments, I tell you. Sorry. Quick, brief intermission here to stop talking about the show for just a second. Let some of the super chats come through, or the regular chat come through. I'm a little tired. We've been having the work done on the basement this week, and they started on Monday. They've come quite a long way, but have to get up pretty early in the morning to, let them in and all that. So that kind of sucks. So haven't got a lot of sleep. Plus, I really hurt myself yesterday. I was doing some stretching, and I pulled a muscle on my left-hand side, like underneath my rib cage or something, because it's really, really sore. So anyway, I'm just tired. And now back to our regularly scheduled review. Yeah, so everybody's talking about Palpatine being in this. Pretty sure Cybertron is in the beta quadrant. That was addressed implicitly. They knew Dell was up to something, which is why they rigged it for him to escape. Yes, but they didn't really explain it at all. He was on the surface where nobody ever comes back from the surface. Then she did the thing and they monitored him. I get that. But all of a sudden, he's back at the ship. How did he not know that they were following him? First of all, because it's pretty obvious if that happens and you can get back to the ship, no problem. So, yes, I understand that it was talked about, but like, I forget who said it, but the editing is very jarring. So, it's just sketchy, man. But it's fine. It's fine. Let's see, 129 likes with 127 people here. That's awesome, guys. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Do all that stuff. You know the routine. 130 likes. Let's get up to 150. Let's get another 20 likes. I think we can do that. 20 people haven't hit that like button, so give it a hit. Having boulders in this... Oh, yes, it is. And I'm doing a captain's log of the repairs and the renovations on the basement for anybody that's interested, because I did my post-flood video, and I'm doing the kind of before and after and the process captain's log. So that's been recording. I've been recording clips for that all week. I don't know when that'll be out, when the basement's finished. But yeah, so you guys will be able to watch that if you're interested. Yes, she does have feelings for Dow. Getting was cut for commercial breaks in the U.S. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Story-wise, it doesn't make sense in a few places what's happening. So I understand that it was edited for commercials for even here in Canada on the CTV Sci-Fi, but no, that's not what I'm talking about. It's clearly that kind of structured format where you're going to have commercial breaks. So I get that, but yes, Squadra course, it means it's a refit office, I guess. I don't know if you guys have seen today's captain's log that was released on the Captain Foley personal channel and Trekyards, where I went to Aurora Borealis orthodontist office. Gentleman by the name of David Hirsch. He got a shit ton of Star Trek props, screen used Star Trek props, and he has them in his office. Well, most of them. So if you haven't checked out the video, check it out. It's worth it. Nice interview with him. Plus, you get to see a lot of the props and getting up close and personal with them. So really fun video. Had fun making it. It's been something I've been meaning to do for like a year and a half, if not or more now, and I kept forgetting or putting it off. Finally got around to doing it, so happy about that. He does rotate a lot of the collection through the office, so when he gets other stuff in, I'll be going back at some point to look at more stuff as well. So, but yeah, check it out if you haven't. I really appreciate it. I wonder if the Protostar has torpedoes as well. I'm sure it does. No. Okay, I'm just gonna look something up here real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right with you. right, so I'm just taking a look at something here. And that is the preview, because everybody's bitching at me to do the preview. Okay, whoa. You don't see ships from every... That's an exaggeration. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, so Federation Worlds. I'll obviously not listen to the audio because... All right, there is a TOS-ish looking ship. There is an Intrepid class. There's the Defiant. There was a Type J. Enterprise D. There's the Crossfield class. Type 11 shuttle. Oh, there's the TOS Enterprise. There's the Constitution class. Cool. Oh, that's good to know. Don't tell Samuel. He doesn't like spoilers. Not that I consider that a spoiler, but he'll be all pissy if anybody tells him, so. Anyhow. Well, that was pretty cool. I need to listen to the audio later, but cool. Excited for that. Let's see. We have 142 likes. Can we get 8 more likes, get to 150? That'd be fantastic. We're coming up on an hour here, so let's try to hit 150 likes in an hour. That'd be an awesome number. Protostar looks like the size of a Ranger class. Yeah, pretty much. But there's 2 Connies. Well, there was 1 Connie. The other one wasn't a Connie. But, yeah. Sorry I'm late, couldn't get rid of my phone call. This show turned out all right. Good evening, Captain. Good evening, Ensign MJS. 2 more likes, guys. If you're just joining me, hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's get up to 150 likes. We've got another 7 minutes to get to 150 likes in an hour. I think we can do it. We only need 1 like now, so. Fleet Paw, $2. You're in cat boots. Yeah. I love how they even reference standard, Federation standard, as a language, which is obviously what Dal speaks. But yeah, the whole in cahoots thing, I was like, how does that translate from Dal's language? And then I figured out that, yeah, he's actually speaking standard or Federation standard. So Prodigy just feels good to me already. I paid for Paramount Plus to watch it, and Lower Decks was not disappointed. And of course, the imposter is back with the cat boots, winky face. So. At least that's an acceptable account name anyway. And the Protostar was buried deep in it. Was that a prison planet? It wasn't a prison planet. It was a planet probably that the Protostar crashed on. And this guy has been mining there for years to find the Protostar. So I don't think it was originally a prison planet at all. Might have been a mining facility. Probably not, though. He made the mining facility to find the ship. So, yeah. Project Achievement. When they pan in, there's a second Connie in the brief moment for the far left. That's the only Connie. The first one you see that goes right this way and then is right beside the Discovery isn't a Connie that I saw. It didn't have the right secondary hull. I'll have to go rewatch it again, but it's not a Connie. It's a different kind of ship. So. Fleet Pass is the only thing I didn't like were all the adverts for kid toys. I didn't have any adverts on mine, so. Holy fuck, guys. I'll go take another fucking look, but it's not a Connie. There is a Connie on the left there, and yeah, that's clearly not a fucking Connie. So you're saying that this one's a Connie, which it's not. You'll see it again in a second. Hold on, we'll get the other view. It's not a Connie at all. So, in all honesty, you are calling that a Connie? That's not a Connie. That's like the NX-01, but in a TOS style. This one over here, that is clearly a Connie. This one is not a Connie at all. Like, look at it. It's not a Connie. That's a Connie. That's not. So can you please stop bugging me that there's two Constitution classes? Because there's not. Sorry, I might be a little snippy. Like I said, I'm tired and I apologize. But it's clearly not a Constitution class ship. There is one there. It's on the left. I saw it, but not that there's only one. Anyway, buck up with the ads. Don't need to see an ad when I go into my own. Was that a crossfield? Yeah, it looks like a crossfield. And the crossfield wouldn't be classified. Everybody's going on about it being classified. The crossfield substructure wouldn't be classified. They'd have records of the Glen, they'd have records of the Discovery. Well, not necessarily. The Discovery might have got totally expunged, but they would still have versions or knowledge of that space frame, but not necessarily Discovery. So, yeah, there would still be Constitution class ships. A TOS NX, someone in FX needs to look at the ship achieve again. Yeah, it's definitely not a Connie. But it's not original. It's not the original NX either. It's very much like someone's TOS interpretation of an NX design, which is great. That's what they should have been doing all along. So, yes, good job. On myself, a Paramount Plus subscription with commercials. Yet when I watched any content there on Firefox, I did not see any commercials since I got an ad blocker. Donnie, ad blockers are bad. Stuart, second Connie is right between the Connie you see on the left and is visible for 2 seconds when she turns. I'm sure it was already said, but there sure seems to be a lot of JJ. Do I need to watch it again? Because I didn't see her turn that you're talking about. Here we go. I don't know why it's such a big fucking deal. We'll be covering this at some point. Goodbye, okay. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, poor Murphy. It's a thing and it's just a hologram, so. Okay, you're right. When Rock Talk turns, you can see another Connie there for some reason. Assuming it's a Connie, it is cut off still. Could be a different TOS ship. But yes, I will give you that one. Yes. And of course, the pause thing here is really bad for timings. Okay, so I'll show everybody. There it is there, up here. God damn it. Right there, there's one. And there's the other one right there on the left. So yes, on the right there. So yes, you are correct. However, we're not 100% sure that that's a Connie, because if they just showed a Connie up there, why have another Connie right there? That doesn't make much sense. So it could just be another TOS design. So there you go. That'll be interesting to see in next episode. We're going to be super excited about that. We'll definitely be doing videos on that stuff. So no, one's not a refit. Maybe it's the Foley class. Yes. Although it looked too Constitution classy for that, so. But no, I don't mind admitting I was wrong. I just needed to look, because I saw the ships and they zoomed in, and I didn't wait to see until Rock Talk turned, because why would I? And yeah, it's the first time seeing it. Haven't even listened to the clips, so I don't know what's going on. Plus, I'm fucking tired. So, but yeah, I was wrong. It's fine. It had straight pylons for the win, as it should. Is the Discovery ship larger than Constitution class because that was supposed to be the largest and most advanced vessels then made? Yes, unfortunately. The Discovery is much bigger than the Enterprise. You could fly a Constitution class ship through the turbolift shafts of the Discovery. Just remember that, okay? So, yes, it's clearly bigger. I didn't connect things at first until we went to Medusan about how they used them as punishment to turn the other prisoners insane. Quite dark content, but I like the way they made it work. Raymond is here. Hello, Raymond. How's it going? Stuart, do you think we will see the Borg? Possibly. I don't know. Too early to tell. Maybe. Mr. Super Chat. Of course I did. Fleet Paw, $2. The L-Cars looked great, though. The L-Cars did look great. The color palette's a little bit too one-tone. I know there's, like, different tones of blue, but honestly, like, the motion picture era is where it's at. The blue with the green as a definition. To just have the all blue is kind of a little bit eh. But, yeah, I really like it. I am an L-Cars junkie, in case you guys don't know. So, I love all computer displays from Trek. So, yeah, I think it's really great. Bryce says, need a short trek where Section 31 approaches Project Pathfinder about reviving the Spore Drive. They built a test ship, small crew, dozen or so, and they all die horribly, like the Disco's sister ship. Chase says he thinks this series has a lot of potential. I totally agree. I am super stoked for it. I was so excited to watch it. I was like drawn in. Like I said, the 46-minute runtime felt very much like 23 minutes to me for some reason. I was like, finally, we get Janeway. Wait a minute. Look at my watch, and it's like, oh, it's over in like a minute. What the hell? So that's a good sign that, you know, you're that enthralled with it that time seems to be going slower. So super happy about that. And like I said, the animation style just blows me away. Those close-ups of the eyes and just some of the dramatic shots that they've done, even the close-ups on her lips, was fantastic. So looking forward to more of that style. That could just be the director. It could just be an episode 1 thing. I don't know. But YJ Wrangler, how close do you figure they are to the Alpha Quadrant? I'm a little confused having a Kazon and a Tellarite on the same rock. Don't know. Could be right. Could be the Alpha Quadrant side of the Delta Quadrant. It could also be, honestly, near the Caretaker and in the Okapa homeworld. Like, people have theorized that these people are descendants from people that the Caretaker has been pulling out of the Alpha Quadrant. So that would work too. I don't know. We don't know where it is in the Delta Quadrant yet, so. The Crossfield borrowed mass shifting from Fortress Tiberius. Eric the Bat, he knows where it's at. First person to say what LCAR stands for gets props. Library Computer and Retrieval System. Sorry, Library Access. Library Computer Access and Retrieval System. So. Time is the fire in which we all burn. Fleet Paw got it. Vintage got it. So, Chase says, I am curious to know when this is set. This would explain a lot. 2385. We've already talked about that. So, a few years after Voyager got back to the Alpha Quadrant. This is the same channel that aired The Last Airbender, folks. A show where episode 3 he learns about the genocide of his people. Stop with it. It's too dark stuff. LOL. Kids know about slavery. Yep. Did the ship get stuck inside the planetoid the way that the USS Pegasus ended up in an asteroid in TNG? Could be. Experimental drive. It is an NX ship, so it's an experimental ship. They need to go back and rescue the kitty cat. I'm sure they will. I can't see them not going back for something or somebody. It's her dad is there, for Christ's sakes. Like, I don't know how that's going to play in necessarily, but it'll be interesting to see. And I'm sure they will go back. I hope they get the little kitty cat back. They spent a little bit of time on her. So you would think that that's going to be a thing, that they need to rescue her. Because otherwise we'd be like, what the hell, damn guy? What are you doing? Let's see where we're at. We're at 155 likes. That is amazing, guys. Anybody have any more thoughts about this show? Whether you liked it, things you didn't like about it? Let's hear something you maybe didn't like about it. If you want to super chat those, that would be great. Likewise, though, we've hit our goal. I could say 175 for the next like goal, but who knows, you know? So. She's going to grow super evil and upset that Gwen left her, calling it. Oh, that's dark. Trace, I guess her father will use Cetacean against her since he seems to really like her. Could be. Could be. Just trying to remember what her dad's name, what his name was, what his designation was. I forget what his name is in the credits. The Diviner, you're right, yes. Yes, the actor is John Noble, fantastic evil actor. Bryce says, Prodigy is a kid's show the same way that Pixar movie is a kid's movie. Yes, aimed at a younger audience, but also intelligent, complex, deep, and adults can enjoy it too. Yes. Vintage computer custodian. I'm a bit confused why Janeway is a captain if it's set 5 years after Voyager got back. She's not a captain. She doesn't have rank pips. She's a hologram. Janeway is an admiral in Nemesis, which occurred almost immediately after they got home. The Lightyear movie looks dope for sure. Yes, and Lisa Jericho's right. He does play Minecraft. He plays Sherlock Holmes' dad in Elementary. Okay, dressed like Captain Janeway then. Well, she's just dressed in the Voyager era uniform. But she's got no rank pips. Because holograms don't have rank pips. Unless you're the ECH, where you and they pop up. But, yeah, holograms never have rank pips. As a rule. She actually introduces herself as Hologram Janeway. Yes, she does. We know that Chakotay is going to be a captain, Captain Chakotay and his crew, with Jason Alexander playing a Tellarite, but a doctor. So a Dr. Tellarite will be interesting to see. So the credits say Captain Janeway and not Hologram Janeway per the script. Okay. Chase says, really love your content. Sent a super chat. Yes, Chase sent a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Chase. That is very much appreciated. If you can send a super chat with a comment, that'd be great. I know that the smaller amounts you really can't, but thank you so much. That means a lot, and absolutely thank you for coming and joining us. Sorry I'm a little bit tired and not quite as engaging as I usually am, but there's a lot going on with the house renovations and stuff right now, so I apologize. I'm just tired. So, plus I got pulled a muscle and I'm in a lot of pain. So it makes it hard to sleep on top of everything else. And Squadra Course, I already addressed that. I said unless you're the ECH, where they like boof, boof, boof appear like da da da. But yes, besides that, holograms don't have rank pips. BJ Tehran, $2. Hollow Jane. Me Hollow Jane. Oh, you Hollow Jane. Me Tarzan. Me Hollow Tarzan. I don't know. How's the Camaro running? Great, actually. I took it for a drive today. Bad time of day to take it for a drive because the traffic was awful, but did take it for a drive today. It likes the nice cool weather. It doesn't like starting in the nice cool weather, but once it gets running, it runs phenomenally well. And the temperature gauge is like right down there at 150. It's like, yeah, you like that, don't you, bitch? Instead of like on a hot day where it's like 180, 190, and you're like sitting in traffic going, don't hit 200. So yeah, it's running great. Eric Sander, thanks, Trekyards. I just barely got time to watch the premiere, and then this stream came on. Perfect. Well, we may see Admiral Janeway in person later in the show. I'm hoping so, yes. They say they're going to bring a lot of legacy characters back in some form or another. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah. Colin, given how the EMH had a flair for the dramatic, it's a wonder he did not run into a holographic phone box to change it to the EMH to ACCH. True. But that's what I mean. That's why when I pointed out that the ECH was the only one that had the pips, it's like they just appear like poof, 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 like ta-da. Yeah, so definitely a flair for the dramatic on that one. I'm excited. I'm most excited to see the new uniforms for Discovery new season. Well, it's coming up November 18th, which is also a Thursday. So we'll be having Prodigy and Discovery season 4 on at the same fucking time. So we'll be doing live reviews on Fridays and Mondays to cover the new shows. And of course, all the regular content plus all the lives. Like, we're going to be super busy for a while. And then once that ends, February is when Picard season 2 starts. And then Orville season 3 starts in March. So, and Strange New Worlds, I'm betting is going to probably start next fall, probably in September. So, might have a bit of a break over the summer. I just don't know. How many episodes this season for Prodigy? I think they're 10 episodes. I think it's 10 episodes for Prodigy. Too much Trek? LOL. No, it's not. It's not at all. I really love Trek, so I'm in heaven doing this and being able to hang out with you guys. So, no, it's not too much Trek. But sometimes it does feel like too much Trek when this is your job to review this stuff. It's like there's a lot of new Trek coming, but that's good. I mean, we started the YouTube channel 7 years ago when Discovery wasn't even a twinkle in anybody's eye. We didn't know there was new Trek coming. We were like the only new, at the time, we were the only weekly Star Trek content available on the internet. There were no, a lot of these other YouTube Star Trek channels popped up way after we did. So we prided ourselves on that. That was one of our selling points, like the only weekly Trek available. So, yeah. How times change. I don't know if this will be the last episode of the Orville. I didn't say that. I don't know. I don't think so. General Grievous, $2. Will we see Barclay and the Midas Array again? That'd be neat. Probably not. I shouldn't have done that thing because my brain thought that my mouth was doing a yawn. And then I yawned. Thank you, Chase. I've been watching you since the beginning, says Project Achieva. Well, I guess that gives you a right for giving me a hard time. There's 2 Connies. I guess that's fair. You know, we're pretty fair. And I do admit when I'm wrong. Which is more often than you guys might imagine. So. Oh, we hit 61K subscribers. That's great. Yes. Should have done that 3 years ago, but whatever. I think I may have been one of your original subscribers, says Chase. Really? Chase, your name doesn't look familiar, so maybe we don't comment very often, but we know our regulars like Colin Barrett, Pumpkin Spice, Raymond, Donnie Pearson's been around forever. Ervik Saunders been here forever. Joseph Barbado, SC Scout guy. These are all people that have been here like forever. So just don't recognize your name, Chase. Joseph says, I got deleted for a while from lovely YouTube. Oh, that sucks. Chase says, don't comment often. That's okay. Just thank you for watching.
I don't know that.
I didn't fucking talk to you, Alexa. Alexa, tell me a Star Trek joke.
What do you call a Pulitzer Prize-winning Star Trek book? The Grapes of Wrath of Khan.
Wow. Ugh. I'm so tired. Okay. This episode was great. Longer episode for the introduction, which is great. But I'm glad they got the MacGuffin. I'm glad they got the ship. I'm glad they escaped. Next episode is going to be way more Star Trek and Starfleet centric, which I like. Everybody's comparing this one to Star Wars, and it was great. But it's a great episode of Star Wars. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's Star Trek. But I understand why people are saying. I get it, and I'm sorry for the language, but. What? Pumpkin Spice, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. Let's see, 105 people, 165 likes. That's pretty good. Can we get 10 more likes? Let's get to 175. It's a nice number. $5 more. $5 more would be an awesome super chat goal. I mean, simple. Last super chat slot's available. Who's got it right now? General Grievous. Oh, I didn't read that one yet. General Grievous throws in $2. This was just a Twinkie. Oh. This was just a twinkle in Kurtzman's ocular implant. It wasn't, though. Don't. Don't give Kurtzman that much credit. the new Star Trek was not a twinkle in his eye at all. It was a, I don't know what it was. Darth Eddie says, I do like how the Sentinel Guard robots look like scorpions. Yes, they got a very Matrixy vibe, actually. Even Dreadnought does. Very much like the squid things from the Matrix. And they also, again, like they have a lot of elements that are similar to things that we see in Beast Machines and Transformers Prime. So there's that cool stuff as well. So visually, I mean, they can only do so many new visual things, I guess. But yeah, that definitely draws from a lot of different things. So. But Matt, do you feel the torn muscle I have and the fact that I've been getting up early for literally a week when I never get up early and I still stay up late to my regular time? So you say you feel my pain, but do you? And I'm actually literally in pain right now because, like I said, I was twisting, doing some exercises and some stretches, and I went this way, and all of a sudden I just felt like a pop, and then I couldn't move for like 2.5 minutes. I was like, it's in so much pain, and then it eased up, and I moved, and now it's all like bruised and sore, and it's really fucking awful. Well, there was a Star Trek Transformers comic book cross. There was IDW, and it was the animated series Star Trek as well. What in the ever-loving... Well, that's a good way to leave it, I guess. It should not have ended. I've got way more than the amount of Velcars that played here in this playlist. 583 videos in this playlist. 583 Elcars animations. There's no way they should have shut off. I don't know why it did. I guess that's a cue that I should probably go to bed. Plot twist. The protostar crashed on that planet in the mirror universe. Pumpkin spice doesn't exist in Canada, but they have all dressed potato chips, which I hear are the bomb, but I really want to know, in Canada, which way does the toilet bladder swirl when flushed? Clockwise, I think. And yes, all dressed chips are fucking amazing. If you haven't had all dressed chips, what's wrong with you? Go try them. Libby Julia is $5. I've been here forever, but that's before I became the awesome Olivia, defender of the Puggy and the Ark. On the arch enemy of Fleetpaw. Words. Fleetpaw, $5. Stop letting the Admiral put you away wet, Stuart. You won't be sore. There's been some of that going on, too. Shh. Libby Julia is $2 to beat Fleetpaw. Well, there you go. Just watched it here in Australia. Thought it was great. Started to embody Starfleet ideals like communication and teamwork. A bit Star Wars, obviously, but I like all the kids. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry. I love you guys so much. New Trek, new series, new characters, new ship. I thought I'd have a lot more to talk about, but usually I can go for 2 hours, sometimes 2.5 hours, but I'm just dying here. So that being said, it felt very Star Warsy. I get that. That's why we don't have a lot to talk about specifically about this week. But next week, I think we're going to have a ton of stuff to discuss and talk about. So I'm really excited for that. And hopefully you guys are as well. We'll be here to help you guys through this. One video at a time. 1 minute at a time. 1 second at a time. 1 super chat at a time. 1 like at a time. We still need 5 more likes, by the way. But anyway, I think I'll probably get going. Olivia Julius right now has that last super chat slot, so but yeah. I love the Medusan Zero's container box. It looks almost exactly like the TOS one. Yes, absolutely. But anyway, guys, you are all awesome, as am I, but not as awesome as you guys. So tune in tomorrow, like I said, for our spoiler free, if you want that, our spoiler filled, and of course our review, our full review and breakdown, which will probably be starting an hour early. I'm not 100% sure though. Make sure you click the notification bell icon so you get notified, and check Facebook. And then Saturday we'll have a video, Sunday, you know, the routine. We have videos almost every day. Plus we'll have a couple lives next week to discuss things as well. So, but anyway, so yes, I'm gonna take everybody's advice. I'm gonna go to bed, or at least get off the live so I can relax and maybe chill out for an hour and then go to bed. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a great night. Thank you for enjoying Prodigy. I think it's gonna be great. And yeah, I guess that's it. See ya, everybody.